Your brain is playing loaded dice against you. Functional MRI studies show that bad news can hit 3 to 4 times harder than good news, an ancient alarm system that once kept us alive and now keeps us doom-scrolling at 2 a.m. So, pause for a heartbeat. If the house is rigged, how do you still win? Over the next few minutes, we'll expose the wiring faults, negativity bias, the hedonic treadmill, dopamine hijacks, rumination loops, and then run the exact patch notes scientists use to tilt the game back toward joy. Stick around, because the final 30-day protocol may leave you happier by accident, not effort. Picture 2 Stone Age hunters. One shrugs at rustling bushes, the other panics and sprints. The panicker survives the leopard, reproduces, and fast forward 200,000 years, we inherit a mind that flags threats in neon. Modern imaging confirms the amygdala and anterior insula light up stronger and longer when we meet bad headlines or critical comments. Women, research suggests, carry a slightly steeper bias, possibly a legacy of ancestral caretaking roles that demanded hypervigilance. The bias isn't just louder, it's sticky. Memory tests show we recall insults with photographic clarity, while compliments fade like chalk in rain. Relationship scientists even calculate you need roughly 5 positives to neutralize 1 negative interaction. But even when life goes right, the mood lifts only briefly. That's the next trap. Happiness gains vanish faster than your phone battery. Why? Lottery winners spike in euphoria, paraplegics plunge. Yet within months, both groups drift back toward their old average. Psychologists call this the hedonic set point, a built-in thermostat partly coded by genes, partly by habit. Newer dynamic model papers argue the baseline is flexible but only through intentional activity, gratitude practice, varied challenges, acts of purpose. Without those updates, pleasure dulls like a sugar rush. Bigger paychecks, new phones, more views, each thrill is quickly filed under normal. So, if more doesn't stick, why do we keep chasing it? Enter dopamine. One molecule makes the scroll wheel spin. Dopamine isn't happiness, it's the promise of it. A 2024 University of Birmingham study shows that tweaking dopamine levels directly changes our ability to read other minds and stay motivated. Ex-engineers at major platforms have testified that infinite scroll feeds exploit dopamine's prediction error spark, the tiny jolt when the next swipe might deliver gold. Rumors claim internal dashboards even rank teen users by addiction probability, though the companies dispute it. No wonder dopamine detox videos trend every January. But science says detox isn't about monk-like abstinence. It's about calibrating the reward curve so real-world achievements feel thrilling again. Yet even off-screen, the mind sabotages peace. Meet your default mode interrogator. When the task list ends, your brain flips to default mode, a sinewy web across medial prefrontal and posterior cingulate cortices. In healthy daydreams, it helps with future planning, but under stress, it loops old mistakes and social comparisons on repeat, amplifying anxiety and depression. Neuroimaging this year found that upward comparison posts trigger stronger DMN activation in vulnerable individuals. Speculative pilot trials now test neurofeedback and non-invasive stimulation to quiet the DMN, but results remain early. Still, every mindfulness coach is chasing the same outcome. Pull attention out of the loop and into the moment. Hardware is prehistoric, software glitchy, and tech pours gasoline on both. What now? Our threat-seeking, novelty-hungry cortex meets an environment of endless calories, 24-hour headlines, and social scoreboards. Internal memos leaked last year hinted some platforms weighed time on site against well-being, but shipped the engagement updates anyway. Backlash is mounting. Australia plans to ban under-16s from all major social media by December after fresh whistleblower data linked screen time to self-harm spikes. Tech may change, but evolution lags. That means the fix must be manual, a deliberate rewrite of attention, reward, and narrative. Let's get to the toolkit. First, teach the brain to spot light, not just smoke. 3 good things scan, 30 seconds per night. Write down 3 specific positives before bed. Randomized trials show bumps in happiness and drops in depressive symptoms even after a single week. Tetris effect. Flip. Spend 60 seconds replaying those positives visually. This trains pattern recognition networks to hunt good events just as they once hunted threats. Use the negative. Convert alarm energy into goal-directed action. Channel irritation at messy code into a 10-minute refactor sprint. Cognitive reappraisal studies reveal that framing stress as fuel attenuates its physiological load. Practice these daily, and bad greater than good begins trending toward parity. But dopamine still needs a clean engine tune-up. 24-hour sensory fast, 1 day per week with no algorithmic feeds, processed sugar, or background media. Early evidence suggests it resensitizes reward circuits, making real-world stimuli vivid again. Flow bursts, micro-challenges, e.g., juggle 3 balls for 90 seconds, code a minigame in 15 minutes. Flow research links anterior cingulate engagement to resilience growth. Slow release, social dopamine, a 5-minute gratitude voice note, eye contact with a barista, or helping a forum newbie. Pro-social hits elevate serotonin and oxytocin, smoothing dopamine peaks. Stacked together, these swaps reboot motivation without the post-binge crash. Now let's stitch every hack into one actionable month. Week 1. Awareness and gratitude. Nightly, 3 good things. Daily negativity. Q-catch. Note 1 doom headline, then hunt 2 balancing facts. Week 2. Dopamine calibration. First 24-hour sensory fast. Replace typical reward loops with a 10-minute skill challenge each afternoon. Week 3. Social and purpose upgrade 1. Give back act per day. Mentor, donate micro time, or share a resource. Journal downstream mood at night. Week 4. Meaning audit and mix-up. Identify core values. Drop 1 obligation that conflicts, and add 1 novelty hobby. Novelty breaks adaptation, while values anchor satisfaction. A printable checklist and habit tracker keep micro-wins visible, key for cementing neural rewires. After 30 days, something unexpected happens. When negativity bias quiets, hedonic adaptation slows, dopamine resets, and rumination subsides, happiness stops being a scavenger hunt and starts behaving like background music. Try day 1 tonight. Comment below with your first 3 good things, and circle back in a month to tell us how the soundtrack changed. Because the game has always been rigged. We've simply learned to hack the house.